Alrighty. We're back. Alright. Okay. Alrighty, so I don't know what to talk about. I already talked about whatever. I was hoping that we would start this already. I could get into just get right into the race. I don't know what else to talk about. I could say something controversial. I could say that it was Max's fault, but I won't. Well, I already did. I messed up. I messed up. I already said it. No. Anyway. Let's forget that ever happened. So, yeah. Alright, we're underway. Here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. Dun 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 dun. Where's the Krabby Patty music? That should be the theme song for this season. I'm down for that, actually. That sounds pretty dope. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So, Austria, Red Bull Ring. 10 corners, 9 if you don't count the kink that you're looking at right there in the middle of the screen. I think that was changed in 2019 to have that be a corner. 3 DRS zones down the front straight from T1 to T2, and then from turn 1 to turn 3, and then from turn 3 to turn 4. So 3 back to back to back. This is my first time actually commentating on this game, believe it or not. So let's take this with a grain of salt here, because I have no idea what to expect. But the first one out of the pits is going to be the McLaren of someone. Wreck Diver, there we go. So Wreck Diver out of the pits. He's going to be the first one out. I do have to say, having the standard racing telemetry. Oh, I got some like IndyCar noise going on. That's interesting. Yeah, this game was not tested. This game was 100% not tested. Oh, let me pause. They sound like I don't even know what they sound like. Oh, this looks like the formation lap here. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Yeah. This game is not tested. Anyway, Fusions will lead us on to the first lap. Let's ride on board. Formula E style. Down into turn number 1, you're going to hit 100 meter braking point, and there goes Fusions around at turn 1. Beautiful lap. Let's go on to Wreck Diver. He takes turn 1 beautifully. Probably broke at the same spot under the Aramco banner. DRS wide open, 198 miles an hour, just close to 200 miles an hour there. Through turn 3, real squabbly. There's the second DRS zone right now. A little bit of downhill, a little bit of uphill. And then back downhill for the braking zone of turn number 4, just past 100-meter point. Get the tires on that curve. You need as much entry as you can through the Albon corner. Now into the middle sector. Left-hander of turn 6, then 7. Swings it out wide. You used to be able to throw it into that corner. Really can't now. There's turn 8. A little bit of kink. Bumpy way through here. The wheel goes crazy. Now turn 9. Beautiful. Turn 10. Ring it out. And back onto the front chase. Wreck Diver, a time of 1 minute 4.053 for the McLaren drivers. LGN teammate goes a little bit quicker. That's Cobalt with 1 minute 3.6. Hayden just behind, about a 10th down. Harry Noirg goes second, and all the times are going to start to fly in here. Jackson takes over pole position. That's 2/10. Faster than what Cobalt can do. There's a yellow flag, sector 1. That is an AlphaTauri going slow. And that was Denmark. So I think what I figured out is it's what the engine sounds like under pit lane speed. But it's still the turbo re that is sounding normal. They sound like Indy cars at like a high gear. Not a high gear, but like if you ran an Indy car at like 4th or 5th gear, but under like pace lap speed, that's what these sound like. And from experience, I'm going to the Indy 500 this year. I can say that that is probably the closest thing I can relate to, other than the turbo, which sounds like a Formula E car. So Formula E simulator, didn't know they were getting an official game, but pretty close. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is. All right. Well, Jinnen almost killed everybody. But yeah. So Jackson on pole, not pole, but provisional pole. There's got to be a way to change some of these HUD displays here, because that yellow flag keeps going over the timer. Yeah, this game is not tested. Harry's out, and I think he's probably just pulled off to the side there. Would be my guess. I can only laugh because it sounds so stupid. Anyway, this is going absolutely fantastic tonight. Hopefully the sounds will be fixed by the time the race comes around. I don't know. Oh, that was a normal sounding car. What? Hold on. It's Asylum! He's the only one with the working engine! There we go! Yay! I think we're gonna get sound back. Fantastic. Oh, this is great. This is fun. Oh man. Alright, Asylum sets his first lap with a completely turned on engine that's not running on battery power alone. And it's a 1 minute 4.6, and that was somehow not a validation at turn 1. Asylum plays back off that lap. That is an invalidation. So it looks like it's only him. Interesting. Alright. well, this is going to be very interesting. Oh my goodness! I have no words for what I just witnessed from JXW there. I am rightfully confused. Okay. Okay. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, alright. Check in on... So he's coming around the final corner. SVA going to start his lap. Here comes a McLaren of, I believe that's Wreck Diver. See if he can improve. He doesn't as he pulls into the pits. Crossed me up just like LeBron. And that was a Haas of Zenith to win it, coming to start his lap. The other McLaren of Jackson. His lap was invalidated, so he's going to go again here. Already 2 laps on those tires. Don't know. That was... He did his best lap on 2 lap old tires. Okay, had to get that right. And GXW's tire is still sitting in the middle of the track, so... Very good game. I'm learning a lot from this game right now. This game has not been tested. That's what I've learned about so far. Anyway, see what Jackson can do if he can improve on his time. I believe Denmark... That's not Denmark, that's VA. He's invalidated. Let's check on Zenith here, see what the man in the Haas can do. And he goes only 15th. Jackson comes around the corner. And he improves to a 1 minute 3.1. I dare say pole position will be in the 1 minute 2s. If anybody is feeling frisky tonight. So far, it is a LGN. I got it right that time. Don't yell at me. 1, 2, 3. So, let's see if that can continue on. And Portugal pulls into the pits to change tires and get ready for that last flying lap. I believe that's just the McLaren of Hayden, or not Hayden, Jackson pulling off to the side of the track. Just letting everybody go. Let's see if we can find someone. Asylum will start his lap. Oh, excuse me. Looking to improve on that 1 minute 4.5. A little bit of slipstream from his teammate. Very helpful indeed. The same thing happened to JXW. Oh, and he's done a fuzz, everybody. He's spun the car around. And SVA as well. Probably had identical spins if you ask me. So Hayden, the reigning Tier 2 champion, taking that title away from myself, starts his lap. back. Whoa, man. Okay. So Beck pulls into the pits after taking the rallycross line, if you ask me. Wreck Diver comes around the pits. He's invalidated this lap. He's got the ARS still on, so it looks like he's going to go again. The Mercedes of Fusions has it validated. It looks like he's going to try again one more time. Check back in on Hayden through the final two corners. Just misses the apex, but might still be okay, not too sure. Up to the line. Hayden will not improve. And he's actually a tenth slower than his last time, so still chasing that pole position mark. And only 4 minutes to go in this session. And trying to find someone that's going to be on a lap here. Here's Fuzz in the Ferrari. See if he can do anything, and he can only invalidate, we've learned. So Jin pulls out of the pits, SVA is coming out of the pits once again. These will probably be their final laps of not the race, the qualifying session. I almost said race. Let's go back with Fuzz, and he pulls into the pits. I honestly forgot about the validation already. Man, oh man, oh man. And backs around at turn 3. There's not really much happening on track. I think mostly the guys just starting to come out onto the track to get their tires warmed up for their final laps. Cobalt looks to be starting. This will be his second lap on these tires. SVA has retired, so he will start from at best P15. Cobalt once again invalidating, and this lap still will not count. And Porchy Dude now coming through turn number 3, very deep. Kind of took the bit of a slower line through there. I'd say that's a good line if you want to overtake somebody, but not if you're looking to qualify. A little bit of curb on the inside of turn number 4. Now through the center part of the track. Turn 7 and 8 now. Let's see if this lap is any bit of an improvement through the bumps. Through turn number 9. And now turn number 10. We'll open the DRS just at the line. And Porchy Dude will not move up any positions. He didn't improve just by a slight smidge, but that was really it. I can hear Asylum's car, and Denmark is spun out of turn number 1. So there's Asylum. I'm missing I'm missing this. Cobalt has retired from the session. I guess not really finding the will to continue, I guess you could say. Just invalidating lap after lap. He's down in, he will start at best P5. I do believe everybody is out. 1 minute to go. So I believe everybody who crosses the line... So I'm going to guess everybody up to Zenith on track will get another lap if they decide to. Porchy Dude slow on the penultimate straight, so he will pull into the pits. That is his qualifying session over. Denmark will do the same. And Hayden, he's invalidated. He's got enough time to get back to the line, start another lap. Beck has spun. He's blocking the pit lane. He's got to get going, or he probably will get some form of grid penalty. Jinnit now, he's invalidated his last lap. This will be his final lap to count. Let's see what happens with him. The McLaren the McLaren of Wreck Diver was the last one to cross the line. This lap will count for him. Everybody else is done. Denmark, Porchy Dude, Fusion, they're all done right now. Sharpshooter, Beck, Asylum, and Ray E46 as well. They are all done with the session. Here comes Hayden now through the middle part of the track. I believe that was Jinnit. Jinnit has invalidated. So now that just leaves the two LGN teammates of Wreck Diver and Hayden to go out there for pole position. Hayden through the final two corners. Can he find half a second and get that Aston Martin on pole position? It looks like he can't, and he won't as he crashes over the line. Wreck Diver now bouncing his way. He's 2/10 up. This should move him up near P6. Diver across the line. It is P6. My math is correct for once in my fucking life. Wreck Diver up to P6, and that will be the grid for today's social race. So, LGN Jackson is on pole position by 0.4 of a second to Sharpshooter, who will start alongside in the Red Bull. LGN Hayden will only start P3. And the rest of the top 10 will be Fusions, LGN, Cobalt, Wreck Diver, Beck, Harry Noirg, that one Porchy Dude, and Denmark. They will all start on the softs. I do believe that rule has been turned on. And from 11th on down will be Fuzz picking up poor man's pole position, the thing he does best. Jinnit to win it. Asylum, Adri, Ray E46, SVA, and JXW rounding out the grid. So, qualifying, pretty interesting. Didn't think the Formula E mode was a real thing. I heard about it, but I didn't think it was a real thing. Hopefully it will fix this. I'm surprised no one's taking the advantage of running in the Williams. Seems they have the last pit stall. Had that advantage last season, didn't really mean much. Scored 41 points. So yeah. Anyway. Predictions, if you want, put them in the comments. I want to see the grid one more time before I make my predictions. Just because. Just because I'm different, guys. I'm built different. You're not that guy. Old meme. I know. Sue me. That's what you should do. Alright. Normal sounding engines. I am so happy. Oh my god. Let's go. Oh my god, this is the happiest I've been all day. Oh my goodness. Ah, it sounds beautiful. Alrighty, let's check out the tires. So everyone on the top 10 starting on the soft compounded tires, and then Fuzz, Jinnit, Asylum, and Adri all on the mediums. Gray E46 has decided to start on the hards. The only guy on the hards, SVA, is chosen to start on the softs. and JXW is on the mediums. I'm going to go back to the stream and look at that, excuse me, strategy saying it's a two-stop, soft, medium, medium, or soft, hard, medium. Remember, that's powered by AWS. The same company that told you that Hamilton's blistering tire was still at 70%. Thanks, Jeff Bezos. Thank you. You may run Amazon, but your F1 statistics are absolute dog crap. There is a... it wasn't Fuzz that spun on the formation lap this time. It was Harry. I can do better, Harry. Alright, so Jackson and Sharpshooter have already stopped their cars. Their tires are going to be cold. They may be Sub-Zero. I don't play Mortal Kombat. So here we go, getting ready for the 36 lap race ahead of us. Let's get everything up, get everything ready, and 5 lights on. It's lights out. We are racing here in Austria. It seems like a pretty even start from the front too, but Sharpshooter, he has the second stage acceleration. Jackson cuts him off going into the first corner. It's going to be Jackson leading, and everybody's running wide. There's an AlphaTauri at the back. That's Denmark around, as well as Fuzz, who seemed to fall and back down the order. The Mercedes of Fusions looking to go up the inside there of Hayden. Bit of contact possibly, but Fusions up to third place already, getting ahead of Hayden. Hayden switches in, ducks under, and into the slipstream of Fusions, goes right around the outside. And a bit of argy-bargy, but no one going off this time round. Hayden still has the inside into turn 6, runs it on the grass. More contact between the two, and now Cobalt's looking to get into this as they run through turn 7. And there goes Hayden around through turn number 8, just maybe mounted the curb a bit more, and there's JXW as well. Can anybody keep it on the track? The two AlphaTauris making up 2 easy positions here. There's already only one. Hayden got it going. And Porchy Dude into the pit lane, spins in the pit lane. And Fusion's already picking up a time penalty. And the Porchy Dude has retired from the session. So that does not bring out a safety car for, well, untested game reasons. Fusions up the inside of Cobalt, side by side now, down into turn number 4. The Formula E mode is back, and Cobalt will hold strong in third place. Fusions already. There goes Wreck Diver trying to find the better line to get around back for 5th place. And a bit of curb there taken by Cobalt. That might be a warning. And it's saying that SVA is the leader, but Jackson still leads this Grand Prix. 2.4 seconds, already pulled out in 2 laps. A blistering start there from Jackson, the fastest lap already as well. But it's just going to keep going down the grid. Cobalt now has fastest lap. 1 minute 6.2. And now DRS has been enabled on lap 3. You have to be within 1 second of the car ahead to use DRS. And let's take a look at the back here. It seems like Sharpshooter is close to the back of Fuzz, but can't get anything done. I really like using the onboard shots, but with the Formula E mode engaged, I don't really know, yeah. Even Asylum's car's Formula E mode, he was the only car that was working. This is, this is going well. So the gap not stretching any bit that lap. Still about 2.4 seconds between Jackson and Cobalt. They'll flag sector 3. That's Ray 46 off at the final corner, probably mounting the curb, launching the car And he is going to back it up just a little bit, pull into the pit lane. Bit of shuffling going on here. Let's take a look at Adri behind Hayden. He didn't have DRS, so I'm going to assume Hayden overtook him. And Adri just goes deep into turn number 3. Comes right back in front of Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter down. And we'll try to get around the outside here into turn number 4. He gets it done. Easy as you like it. Now the two Ferraris are right next to each other. Let's see if team orders will be played. Cobalt 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. It's going to play into the hands of Beck now. He knows that if he can keep it clean, he'll get the position, and the two Ferraris might have come together. Adri, 5-second time penalty, severe collision with Fuzz. It's only a social race, but I feel like the sparks will be flying in the Discord. Harry picks up a time penalty for exceeding track limits. So Denmark's in the pits as well. Fuzz is in the pits. He came off worse in that incident. He'll have to change his front wing. He did have some left end plate damage. And both social races not going as well as Fuzz would have wanted. The gap has come down just a tiny bit between Jackson and Cobalt. I think Cobalt starting to get some heat into those tires. And as we run on to lap number 5 here, let's see the position changes. So the biggest mover of the race, PWR Asylum, moving up 6 positions. A fantastic start for him. Yellow flag sector 2, that seems to be Fuzz once again spinning. And the biggest loser so far of the race would be Porchy Dude, who has retired from the race, but he is down 8 positions. The guy who lost the most positions but is still going is Sharpshooter, who is down 7 positions. I believe that was Jinnit spinning out of turn number 1. Let's take a look at this little cluster of cars here between Fusions, Beck, and Wreck Diver. Ray E46 picks up a time penalty. So there goes Fusions right around the outside. Oh my lord, that was an amazing move. But he's going to get passed by Beck with DRS. So all that work done for nothing. You should have waited, because then you would have had the DRS here. A little bit of contact. Just clipping the tire. Fusions has the DRS now as they race down to turn number 4. Fusions up ahead around the outside. Will Beck send it in like he usually does. He puts his nose in there. But Fusion has the better drive on the racing line and will get around Beck. And now it is Wreck Diver's turn to do the exact same thing. Cobalt has caught up just a tiny bit more. Ray E46 has retired from this session. And Fusions is out. He is out of the race. And a VSC. And understandably, that car in the firing line of another car going off. We saw a few cars have gone off so far this race. So now the drivers will finally be able to run the cars in lean fuel mixture and save a bit of fuel just in case they underfuel the car. Harry pulls into the pits. Asylum is going to pull into the pits as well. So a little interesting plays there. Harry goes on to a pair of mediums, and Asylum's going to go on to another pair of mediums and have a wing change. So Asylum not losing too much time with that wing change because it's a virtual safety car. It's still that 6 seconds more, but it's not as bad because everyone's slowed down. You won't lose too many positions. Let's see what Asylum can do. If he can make that time back up. So let's see how much of a gap Cobalt can pull on Jackson here. Green flag racing once again. The VSC has ended and about 4/10 has been made up from Cobalt to Jackson. Beck has picked up a time penalty for exceeding track limits. I believe that is his first. So the virtual safety car also could play into the hands and maybe get these soft runners to go an extra lap on these first tires to then, I don't know, I'd say maybe have the mediums just be a little bit better towards the end of the race. So let's see what that plays out into. Cobalt just within DRS. I think Jackson made a little mistake there. Because Cobalt has really ramped up here. Yeah, those tires, they must be on fire right now if he's getting that much wheel spin out of the final corner. Oh, and just a bit too deep. Never mind. Let's see what Cobalt, DRS, Jackson defends to the outside. The two LGN teammates, here we go. Oh, Cobalt can't find the traction. He's suffering from the same issue, but I think he's just got the better grip on them overall. Beck's retired. He's out of the session. He's spun at turn number 4. And a full-blown safety car, so here we go. Beck was running up and near the podium position, so what a heartbreak for Beck. He must be absolutely fuming right now, seeing that he was that close. This may play into the hands of the soft runners. They might be able to come in, fit out a pair of hards, take those to the end. I don't know what the strategies are in this game. I barely knew what the strategies were last game. I kind of figured it out. But let's see what happens here. Jackson is going to pull into the pits. Cobalt has spun. Oh my goodness. Let's hope that's not wing damage. Wreck Diver gets through. Jackson puts on a pair of hards. The McLarens are going to double stack here. Just a bit of waiting time though. Not going to be ideal. Oh, he's getting stuck by Hayden. He's got to wait for his teammate. Absolutely heartbreaking there for Wreck Diver, having to wait just that tad bit longer. It's allowed Sharpshooter to get through. So the safety car has picked up the leaders, and speaking of leaders, there goes Jackson. Wow. Alright, so I don't know if the positions will be given back. I don't believe so. So Jackson's now got to fight his way through the grid. Harry is on 2-lap old tires, so I think he just pitted just before the safety car came out. So that really worked in his favor, as Harry's now in the lead. Adrian stayed out because he started on the mediums. Asylum did pit. I do remember that. Just before the safety car And he's up to P9. So we've lost 5 drivers in this race. So Cobalt's pit for a pair of hards, Sharpshooter for a pair of mediums, Wreck Diver as well for a pair of mediums, Jackson for hards, Hayden for hards, Janet's on softs, JXW is on softs, and Denmark pitted for mediums, and Fuzz coming back into the pits. And let's see what this is for. He's got to hurry up and catch the safety car queue. Throwing out a pair of hards, so I think maybe he forgot to change his tires. So safety car is in this lap. Fuzz is going to be left out to dry here. He's got to get a move on. Oh, was that out of the corner of my eye? It looked like someone made contact up here, but no one got a penalty, so it looks like we are all okay. Field is now under the control of the one and only Harry. And let's see what kind of jump he can get on these guys. Will he go as early as he can? Will he pull a Magello and wait to the line? And Adri gets a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Wreck Diver. Field still a bit bunched up. And he's going to Magello this slow, 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 slow. All the way to the line. Harry finally punches it. Here we go. We might go 3 wide at the back there. There goes Asylum down the inside, now around the outside of Hayden. Absolutely beautiful restart from Asylum. Goes from 9th to 5th in one corner. Adri and Fuzz a little bit slow. I think Adri might have been some contact made. Hayden up the inside of JXW. Can he get the move done a little bit? RG Bargy as Denmark hit the back of JXW there. Asylum up to P4. Gets around Wreck Diver. What an absolute beauty of a start, but couldn't get the traction out of turn 5. Now to turn 6. Wreck Diver getting past Asylum once more. Cobalt falling off the back of Harry just a little bit, and Hayden is out of the race. He is retired at turn number 7 and 8. So let's hope that doesn't bring out another safety car here. But it wasn't his fault. Janet's in the pits, JXW's in the pits, and 2 Haas's are going to double stack here. But Harry still leads. And Jackson is pulled into the pits to retire from the race. There's only 10 guys left in this race. Unfortunately, we've lost 7. But it seems to be a little DRS trade for me here for the front 4 from Harry to Wreck Diver. So let's see what these front 4 can do. Wreck Diver, speaking of him, puts in the fastest lap of the race. Just outside of DRS now, but he stayed in it during the detection point. Sharpshooter looking for a way around Cobalt. Couldn't find a way there. Let's see if he can get... He's got just a bit better traction being on the mediums compared to Cobalt's hards, but Cobalt sticks his nose in down the inside of turn number 4. Beautiful angle here looking at these two battle from Sharpshooter's POV. He's licking his chops in case something goes wrong between these two. Harry tries to stick it in the inside, but just can't get it done. Has to go a little bit slow to make sure he doesn't run Cobalt off the road. And Cobalt is taking the lead of the Grand Prix. Beautiful move there. You just say, hey, I'm going to stick it around here. And if you don't budge, then we're both down, and Sharpshooter will go on to win this race. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Cobalt. And if Lewis Hamilton is watching, that's how you race, bud. Oh, a bit of a wiggle move there from Harry. Sliding on through. And we'll get the position taken away from him by a Sharpshooter, who moves up into P2. Wreck Diver now catching up just that little bit more with Harry's slide. And Asylum just hanging off the back of this front group. Denmark has Fuzz right on his tail. Janet picks up a time penalty. Adria's in P8, Janet's P9, JXW's P10. That's how the order runs at the moment. 16 of 36 laps. So 28 laps to go when they hit the line. These races usually fly by with this fast of a lap time, but I guess not here. Zeri falling off the back just a tiny bit. A lot cleaner that time through turn number 1. So let's see what he can get done here. Cobalt maybe just a little bit too far behind Sharpshooter. The Sharpshooter is actually taking the lead. I might have missed that going down the field. The Cobalt looking to retake the lead of the Grand Prix. Wreck Diver now close to the back of Harry Noirg. So let's see if Cobalt's got anything in him to get to Sharpshooter. He's really using his ZRS. Only about 30% left. He was running about 19% as they reached the breaking point. Denmark has spun at turn 1. We won't worry about that now. Cobalt has the run, sticks it up the inside. Can he get the car slowed down enough? He does. At the compromise of Sharpshooter really having to slow down there. And I think Cobalt realizing that just wasn't his move. And he lets him back through. Harry trying to squeak around. And this is let Sharpshooter kind of pull away now. Just that tiny bit more. You can lay a blanket over these four. So Cobalt now tries to go around the outside. A Sharpshooter can't get it done. Wreck Diver now past Harry Noirg for third place. I feel like this group of four is going to kind of split off here with Cobalt. Oh, and there goes Harry around. And he goes around there at turn number 8, gets the car rolling again. He'll stay ahead of Adri as he rejoins the race. I think Denmark's done the exact same thing. A little bit of a spin out of turn number 8. But now it's just the front three for this podium position. Wreck Diver has 5 seconds of penalties. So if he wants to win this race, he's got to get ahead of these two, and then 2 seconds he needs. Cobalt and Sharpshooter and Cobalt both at 3 seconds. So they're fighting for the position the best that they can. I don't really know how bad the tire deg is around here. I've only won, I think, like 2 or 3 5-lappers at this track, and Cobalt really loose there. Very, very loose coming through turns 7 and 8. It didn't even look like he ran up on the curb. It just looked like the car just got away from him there. So very interesting. He's lucky to keep DRS, because if I feel like if he didn't get DRS there, then Sharpshooter would have been long gone. And now he's got Wreck Diver to deal with. I think it's just a bit too far back on this lap to make the overtake into turn number 4. Wreck Diver gets the better run of turn number 1. He'll get past Cobalt very easily. And now the pursuit will be on to get to the lead and get ahead of Sharpshooter. He's in the lead now. Oh man. For a few laps. So, Zenith trying to go up the inside of Denmark here, really mounts the curbs. But Zenith gets up to P7. Who will have the DRS? It will be Zenith. They'll pull away as they run down to turn number 4. Zenith will be up and into P number 7. Fuzz running in P9, GXW running in P10. Adri is in P6. Harry is in P4. Harry P5. Asylum P4. Cobalt P3, Wreck Diver P2, Sharpshooter P1, and Wreck Diver, I mean, he is absolutely flying. Here he goes, just sending it through the narrowest part that Sharpshooter gave him. He said, you know what, I'm going to make you go to the left. But Wreck Diver said, nah, man, I'm going to go to the right. Get that inside line for the corner. Now Sharpshooter's got the DRS. Wreck Diver, a little bit of a D right there. He's got about 5% left on the straight, but Sharpshooter back down the inside, gets the move back, and is now up into the lead once again with just about 13 or so laps to, or not 13, I can't wait. I'm going to say 13 laps to go. Could be wrong. So let's see if Wreck Diver can get that legendary turn 1 exit that he seems to get. I'd say that's pretty even. But now, he might have to actually try to overtake him into the braking zone. Wreck Diver, will he stick a nose up the inside? He will on exit, just a bit wiggly. Here comes Cobalt now. Will he go around the outside? Wreck Diver's got the DRS, but he's got the slipstream as well from Sharpshooter. So Cobalt not being able to do anything there. This is beautiful racing from the front 3. I hope these guys are in the same division, because I can get used to watching this every single week. Beautiful stuff. And if these guys were the front 3 runners for, let's say, like Tier 2 or something, I would be very, very happy. I wouldn't complain. I would not complain at all. Because this is 3 almost evenly matched drivers. I mean, they haven't been out of DRS from each other, I think, since it was enabled after the safety car. But here comes Wreck Diver once again. He's going to choose the outside line through turn number 3. Sets a purple sector 1. And Wreck Diver now ahead of Sharpshooter. He kept the ERS on through the track, or through the acceleration point. That was very risky by him. Here comes Sharpshooter now down the inside into turn number 4. How many times am I going to say that tonight? And Sharpshooter back into the lead. I feel like if you want to win the race, that's where your moves got to be made into turn number 4. You don't want to make it too early into turn 3. Oh, and there goes Sharpshooter around. And the mediums, I don't know if they're already starting to die, but just a little bit too eager on the power, and then there were 2. It takes 2 to tango. And then see Cobalt weaving just a little bit. Maybe trying to heat up the tires as they run through turn number 1. Let's see what Cobalt can do here. He's got the DRS here. It's just not close enough. He's got 30%. Wreck Diver at 24. It's not much difference between the two. The most DRS so far is Asylum, with about 70% under braking. Those guys are in the pits, they really don't count. Denmark not using it at all. They just kind of coasting around, getting used to the track, putting the laps in on the game. And Jin, it's out of the session. He's pulling to the pits. He said, I've had enough. I'm going to go get a Jin and drink it. So 10 laps to go as they cross the line. Cobalt's just not getting as good of runs through turn 1 as Wreck Diver. Someone's got to start saving some ERS at some point. And I'm wondering if Wreck Diver's... Yeah, he's not really touching it. He's touching it a little bit there. But at this point, I would think about saving some ERS. The DRS is powerful enough to keep you sucked in. So this is going to be interesting here. So if Wreck Diver's tires can go another 10 laps, I'd be pretty amazed. I really doubt that the mediums can go 26 laps. But it's a brand new game. It's been out for a week to this day if you bought the deluxe version, which I think most people probably did just to get the 3 days early access, not really wanting to use Schumacher, Senna, or Jensen Button in their My Team. But hey, you do you. Here goes Cobalt down the outside. Oh, maybe just a slight bit of contact between the two. Now as they run in through the middle section here. So Wreck Diver is 8 seconds, Cobalt is 6 seconds, so still that 2-second gap is needed by Wreck Diver. The Sharpshooter's picked up a penalty, that moves him up to 6 seconds. I want to try to keep an eye on Sharpshooter's gap to see if he's closing on Cobalt. Cobalt tries to go around the outside. He's already going to be as close as he's been. Not opening the DRS, but he's just got the better slipstream. Tries to go to the outside once again. Can he get the better traction? Cobalt Diver side by side through turn number 5 and 6. And Cobalt is ahead through the middle sector. What a battle this has been. And a bit of a way to either break the slipstream or say, hey, I finally got past you, bud. How do you like me now? They're both weaving. This is great. So let's see if we can witness that legendary wreck diver exit out of the final corner, or out of the first corner. Doesn't really seem like it's going to happen, but he's got the speed. Cobalt leaves in the outside. Here we go. Round number probably like 1500 or something with these two. Now the interesting thing that I just realized is Cobalt gets another penalty. They're both up to 8 seconds, so everything kind of evens itself out. So I'm wondering if that's something that Cobalt has on his mind. I'm wondering now if we're seeing the switch between the soft tires being better than the mediums, because Cobalt got ahead and Wreck Diver's really starting to fall off here. And JXW just getting through as he is on the faster tire. On some fresh pair of softs, probably going for our fastest lap. It seems like the rest of the field, about 5th on down, is trying to go for that fastest lap of the race, trying to get some more ego points, as I like to say. So yeah, about 1 second gap pulled out in those 2 laps. So I think the hards are now starting to be just that little bit better than the mediums. I'll be very surprised if Wreck Diver can take those tires to the end of the race. There'll be 25 laps on them. I mean, I've seen crazier things. I've one-stopped Australia hitting on lap 1 to hard, so I've seen crazier things, and I've definitely done crazier things, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Wreck Diver, yeah, I think the mediums just they're not the vibe. They're not the vibe right now. You can see a little bit of, you can just see the line going through the center part of that tire, a little blistering mark. That inside part of the tire more grainy than the outside. You can see that too on the left side tire. So the tires are starting to blister. I'd put them probably around the 50% range in terms of their tire life, which in AWS means that means 100%. These tires are fresh. You know, you're setting fastest laps with these bad boys. You should be back up within DRS, but you know, that picture right there, that's not AWS. So no. Hey, goodbye, Hayden. Leaving the session. And Sharpshooter has caught up just a little bit. He's on the same lap old tires as Wreck Diver. So, don't think he'll catch him. I don't think, penalties will come into play. As Sharpshooter's got 6 seconds. If Sharpshooter did have a penalty, this would be a pretty interesting fight for P number 2. Yellow flag, sector 3. Denmark is around at the pit lane entrance. And Denmark has spun again, going through turn number 1. I do wonder if Wreck Diver just kind of staying out knowing that Sharpshooter's not going to catch him. That would be my guess. But still going to be pretty interesting to see what happens. Especially, you know, if those mediums can make it. We're coming up on 2 laps to go. Fuzz has just overtaken Harry for P4. So a nice recovery drive from both Fuzz and Harry, and I think that's mostly due to the fact that half the grid is out of the race. But no one's got to know that because it's still written down as a P4. So I honestly thought that Fuzz was going to have a horrible race like he did last night, but he's recovered pretty well, I will say. He's recovered better than I thought. But they're still kind of close to each other, Harry and Fuzz and Asylum. So let's see what goes on for this battle. We'll check penalties to see if they're going to come into play. And Harry's got 24 seconds. He's nearing the disqualification mark. Fuzz has got 18 seconds. Asylum's only got 8. So Asylum definitely will jump these 2 and get into P4 no matter what happens. So, but the on-track battle is really really what I like to focus on. Let's see what Harry does here. Fuzz defends to the inside. Harry now pulls to the outside and down. Outside. Oh, a bit of contact between the 2. Asylum might try to poke his nose here. Side by side running into turn number 6. And Asylum, can he get the better traction? No, he can't. He spins it round on the curb. And a mistake from Asylum has now left these 2 to just battle it out. Fuzz has picked up another penalty, as the leaders are now on the final lap. And the blistering doesn't seem to be too bad. The third gear through that corner, not something you would do if you were on fresh tires. So I think Mark Driver just kind of taking it easy. It's just the end of the race. Don't spin the car out. But a fantastic race, I would say. I'm very glad I did this. Last race I commentated was the season finale for Tier 3, and that was at Italy, and that was a fantastic race to do. For a social race, this one could have been a bit cleaner, but I think the battle that we had there at the end between Cobalt, Wreck Diver, Sharpshooter was absolutely fantastic. But Cobalt for LGN will come around the final corner and win here at the Red Bull Ring. A fantastic victory for Cobalt. Wreck Diver will come home in P2. It's an LGN esports team 1-2. Sharpshooter comes around the final corner. He will take home P3. Denmark finishes just ahead in P9. The Harry Fuzz battle has come to a conclusion. Harry will finish on track in P4. Puzzle. Damn, that was way wrong. Fuzz will finish P4 in penalties. Harry goes down to P5. Asylum will come home in P6. And Asylum will actually jump up to P4. I totally forgot about that. 5-second time penalty for unserved. So great job from these guys. Adri comes home and he will finish in P7. And JXW making his way around the final 2 corners will come home in P9. As we said, Denmark already finished the race in P10. So there is the day 2 of social racing here in Austria. Driver of the day will go to JXW, making up the most positions of some amount. I don't know. I'll check it, though. I will check it. I like to watch. I just got that trophy. Thank you. And the picture emotes. I didn't get the I didn't get the winner speech on stream. I thought I would. Anyway, that's bogus. Well, we move on. All right. So run through the grid order, then we'll do some shameless plugs for ZUR. So Cobalt wins the Austrian Grand Prix for Social Race Day number 2. Wreck Diver is P2. And Sharpshooter will round out the podium. Then the top 10 will be Asylum, Fuzz, Harry, Adri, JXW, Denmark, and Zenith. And those were not all the finishers. Denmark was last to finish, but Zenith is in P10. Then outside the top 10 will be Jackson, Hayden, Beck, Fusions, Ray E46, SVA, ESQ, and that one Portuguese rounding out the top 17. So very good racing from the front three, especially there towards the end of the Grand Prix. So the new season is starting up soon. If you're looking to get into Zenith Online Racing and racing with this fantastic group of people, as you just saw, racing here today, then head on over to Twitter and send them a DM saying, hey, I'm interested in racing. You know, what do I got to do? You got to fill out the sheet. You can join the Discord. You can meet all the lovely people, and we will point you in the right direction. Our time trial tracks, if you're interested and you want to get going, is going to be Japan and France. So if you want to get sweating, those are the two tracks you got to get your times in for. And yeah, so Tier 1 is going to be on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Tier 2 is going to be on Wednesday evenings at the same time, and Tier 3 is going to be moving to Thursdays. So everything is now finally going in order. Last season it was Tier 1, Tier 3, then Tier 2. But we decided to make everything in chronological order. We also have an EU tier, so if you're a European driver and you're looking to get into racing here and you don't want to stay up till 1, 2 in the morning, midnight, we have an EU tier that races at 4:45 p.m. UK time, and we have changed that to limit the crossover with other leagues that race on Sundays. That races on Sundays. I forgot to say that it races on Sundays. If I did say that, then I'm sorry. So yeah, that's all for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this event, and I don't know if we'll have day 3 of social racing tomorrow, but maybe, you never know. But subscribe, like, share, whatever you got to do. I've been on Maverick, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys later.